Jacob Petrich will now do a testimony and read footprints.
I'm going to start by reading footprints. I guess I can go with that. One night a man had a dream. He dreamed he was walking along the beach with the Lord. Across the sky flashed scenes from his life. For each scene he noticed two sets of footprints in the sand, one belonging to him and the other to the Lord. When the last scene of his life flashed before him, he looked back at the footprints in the sand. He noticed that many times along the path of his life, there was only one set of footprints. He also noticed that it happened at the very lowest and saddest times in his life. This really bothered him, and he questioned the Lord about it. Lord, you said that once I decided to follow, you'd walk with me all the way. But I have noticed that during the most troublesome times of my life, there's only one set of footprints. I don't understand why, when I needed you most, you would leave me. The Lord replied, my precious, precious child, I love you, and I would never leave you. During your times of trial and suffering, when you saw only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you. The man was right. The Lord did tell us that he would walk with us. In John chapter 8, verse 12, he says, I am the light of the world, and he who walks with me will never walk in darkness, but will be the light of life. This is true. I'm sure there are many times when you feel like you're in darkness. Now I'm going to raise our hands for people who sometimes question the Lord and say, well, why isn't he with me right now? I mean, do any of you ever do that? Maybe raise your hands. And people who sometimes say to themselves, why aren't things going right? Of course, everybody in here has at one time or another said, why is this happening to me? Why isn't the Lord helping me? You have to look at the big picture, and it is a big picture. There are many times in my life where I felt like, I don't know if the Lord's with me right now. And sooner or later, he proves himself. I can remember coming here 2 years ago to this high school, not knowing anyone. I'd been here in 4th grade and didn't really remember anybody. My first day of school, a young man by the name of Travis Phillips came up to me and he said, Jacob, you recognize me? I didn't really recognize him. He said, well, how are you doing? He asked me if I'd like to go to lunch with him that day. I went. He introduced me to friends who to this day are still my friends. And I knew then, even though I'd walked in darkness, I had the light of life from the Lord. And I got down on my knees that night, and I said, thank you, Lord, because I came here with the notion that, well, I'm not going to try to make any friends. I've got 2 years left. I'm just going to go do what I got to do, stay out of people's way. And believe it or not, I'm shy, and I just thought it was going to be real hard for me to make friends and finish these 2 years. But let me tell you, you're not going to find a better group of kids than these 1997 Edna high school seniors right here today. They've been great friends to me. They've done a lot for me. They've made it a lot easier on me. And I want to thank each and every one of you. I've gotten to know you. Some I've gotten to know better than others. But I would hope that all of you, we're going to enter a new chapter in our life where we're going to have problems. And we're going to feel like we're walking in darkness. I want each and every one of you to know that the Lord has given you the light of life. Even when you think you're down, He's going to pick you up. He's going to lift you up. And you've got to remember that. In times of trouble, like He said, you're going to feel like you're in darkness, but that light is always there. It's always going to live in your heart. Always. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for being a friend to me. And I want you, seniors, to go out, pursue your goals, your dreams, because you are the light of life. And you have it. Thank you very much.